Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another episode slash video on this podcast slash YouTube channel. Hopefully, I sound normal today. I think I sound pretty normal today. Let me know. But anyway, I'm in orange for October. If you're watching, I actually just wanted to wear this shirt today, but then I was like, oh my God, orange, October 2nd. Happy October, everybody. I've been on YouTube for like 8, 9 months, so this is our first October together. Welcome. But today we're going to talk about the L word, more specifically, first loves. And I want to talk about this first love theory that I've seen going around social media, TikTok before. Because I think it's very interesting and this is right up my alley. And I'm talking about a real theory, y'all, not just a silly little one. I could talk about the boy you meet at 19. I could talk about that theory for a whole hour, but I want to be a little bit more real with y'all because I know I have a male audience too. And if I talk about that, they're gonna be like, no, I'm playing. I'm playing. We don't care what y'all think. You're here to talk about whatever this young black educated woman wants to talk about today. Okay? No, I'm playing. But I heard on TikTok someone make a video before. I don't know how long ago, because I think I've seen like the same topic recycled a couple times where someone was like, first loves are so crazy and interesting, right? Because when you're post first love, you realize that you'll never be able to love in that innocent, fearless way ever again. Ever again. And I remember that hit me like, ooh, as a person who's been in love twice and wants to be in love a third time. But if you watch my channel, you know how that's going. Hopefully, third time is the charm. But anyway, that video really stuck with me. I was like, that is so crazy. The difference in the ways I loved from the first guy I was in love with to the second guy, it's like two totally different people. And a lot of the comments were not negative, but like kind of sad. Like, who, this is sad. I'll never have that part of me again. He really messed me up, this, and that, which valid, valid. I'm sure we all feel those ways a little bit, about our experiences. Because there's obviously a reason that that love didn't work out. But it had me thinking, it gave me this epiphany. Yes, we'll never love as innocently and as fearlessly and as like how we did the first time we loved someone. Correct. That's 100% true. But I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing compared to what majority of people think. That like, like they took my innocence, they took this part away from me. I don't think they took a part away from you. I think that I low key feel like, even though I don't warrant any of the negative, terrible experiences we've had in love, whether it's abuse, toxic relationships, um, infidelity, anything that you've went through, but I feel like it may feel like innocence lost, but I think it's more rewarding of the knowledge gained. And I'm gonna tell you why right now. Raise your hand if the first time you were in love, you thought that was gonna be the person you marry. And I'm not knocking everybody. I'm talking about the people who have passed the first love. First love does work out in some occasions, okay? I'm actually a product. My parents have been together since they were 19, per. But it's very rare, obviously, as we know. So it worked out for them, but for the rest of us, okay. Um, I remember I had never loved someone before. I had never had a deep romantic relationship. I'd never had intimacy before. So when I got with my first real boyfriend, first year of college, who was just love bombing me, giving me all this, we're gonna be together forever, we're never breaking up, da da da, who was just so infatuated with me, I just took it all like a clown. I was just like, yeah, yeah, we're not, and mind you, like that's always the thing about love bombers and like the innocence you have of getting in relationships. Half the times, if it's your first time in love, you're probably not the one saying these things. It's normally the other person who put these ideas in your head that make you feel crazy later when you're like, what happened to the house and the mansion and the dog we's gonna have? Like, what? But I remember, like, he would just say all these things, like, we're never breaking up. We're gonna have our first kid in 5 years. We're gonna this and that. And I would just be like, okay, yeah, I mean, he's a nice guy who loves me, says he loves me. and does all these nice things and is giving me all these firsts and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, of course, I love him too. Yeah, all that, we're gonna have all that because why wouldn't we? I was 17 getting into that. I'm young in my grade always because I'm Scorpio. Like we started dating, yeah, in like November. Literally, I think a little bit. I think our first date was like probably a few days after I turned 18. And now, as a woman who is 22 next month, um, that's crazy. That's crazy for someone to be saying all those things so early. Okay, like I think that if you really like someone, you really think it's going well, you think you guys are compatible, say those things. I really like you. I think this is going well. If you feel love in the moment, tell them you love them. But making up all these hypothetics when you barely know them, as a grown woman now, that's hella immature. That's so immature, and I would not fall for it. Not saying I'm second guessing their feelings and stuff, but it's like, why would I believe that I'm going to have all these deep, serious things with someone that I've only known for a month? Like, you just can't know that. It's just like irresponsible to talk like that. 20 of my young men or women or non binary people watching this who want to talk like that, this is your sign to don't. If you want to have the house and the kids and the dog with them, keep it to yourself till it's a more appropriate time. Express the care and the interest in them in more appropriate ways for the timing. Okay? You feel me? But again, I just had this innocence that like, oh, someone if someone who says they care about me and loves me tells me they're going to do something, makes all these promises to me in the future, I'm like, then they're going to do it, which is completely false. It's false. And I'm not trying to have anyone have like anxiety or second guess anyone who has been nothing but honest with you. That's not what I'm saying. But it's just like, look at your material. Like when boys talk to me like that nowadays, it gives me the ick. It's like, I haven't even met you yet. It's like, don't talk like that. Express yourself in an appropriate way. But 18-year-old me ate it up. And I was just like, why wouldn't they? And someone who actually is my future partner, my future husband, who follows through with what they say, loves me, and acts of service, will 100% follow through with that. Time will tell. But someone that you just met, it's like that's not a reliable source. And especially in that first relationship, I was with a love bomber. So I was with someone who showered me with so much love and attention. Then when they got me, just pulled back and got lazy and was like, why are you acting crazy? I still gotta be nice to you just because we're together for 8 months. Like, and like that's not a reliable source. You start planning and taking these things in when you see, wow, we've been through hard times. This person is still there for me. This person sees my annoying traits and still wants me. This person like it's like that's why when people say love at first sight, this ain't Romeo and Juliet. I feel like love at first sight is so BS because if you watch my other videos, like I think it was called What Love Actually Means, my definition of a love is like an active choice to care for someone. I don't see when men tell me they love me too early, I think it's a red flag. You don't even know everything. I feel like love is when you see, oh, they acted they acted crazy. They cry a lot, they do this. Oh, that annoys me. I've seen them through this, through that, but it's like, wow, like I see the good and bad parts and I still want to be here. I still care about her. That still doesn't change the way I feel about her. I don't let her negative parts define her. To me, that is love. So it's like when someone says that in 1 month, like, bye, boy, bye. I've also realized in my life that I think a lot of times love bombing comes from insecurity. Okay, because then there goes the second time I was in love. I was on like the complete opposite wavelength, right? Because when someone was love bombing me, making me all these promises, I got so anxiously attached that when these promises started to feel like they were slipping out of reach, I held on tight. I tried to control the situation. I did like all these things, and then I ended up looking crazy, right? And when I fell in love the second time, I was on the opposite, where I was like, Now I've regained, after going through depression, my first heartbreak, all that, I regained my self confidence and I was like, I know the next relationship could end too. It could, but I'm like, I'm whole by myself. I'm looking for, you know, another person to grow in love with and this and that. And of course, like I have my wants and outcomes, but like I know it's not guaranteed. That's how I've moved since the reality check of love bombing. And I had a partner who was the complete opposite, who had just like been through so much when it came to love and relationships and was like hanging on, like, no, like again, was like these like please promise this and please promise that. And like coming from the place I was at, I was like, I'm not going to make promises that I can't keep up. Like, I don't know if we're gonna get married, boy. Like, it's like there's a huge difference to me between how you say things, being like, oh, I love my current partner. I want to get married one day, right? Like if we're dating for like 6 months, him being like, promise me we'll never break up and get married. That is very immature if you are to promise something like that. And he would try to get me to say promises like that. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that because like I know how it feels to be love bombed and have like people not mean what they say or not act on what they say. Like there's so much unknown. That is to me is like the key of releasing your anxiety is accepting you're not always going to know. I'm sorry. Y'all might want to find me with that. You're not always going to know. You're not always going to be able to be in control. It's just a fact. So you you better get comfortable with the uncomfortable. And that's how I felt since picking myself up from my heartbreak at 19. Of course, I still have my moments. I still have my anxious moments of trying to control an outcome. Like I said, I am a Scorpio. I do love control, but that is the difference. Like the second time I was in love, I was like, there's no way I'm going to like say stuff like that because like it's immature to make giant promises that who knows if we can upkeep. Like I literally ended up breaking up with that guy. So like if I would have been like, okay, yeah, I promise we're never going to break up, wouldn't that be kind of crazy if we broke? Like, it's just like you never know. And like I said, it's not to say be cold and don't show interest in people that you love or you care about. But like I said, it's the way that you say it. Like you talk about it like, I hope these things, I want these things, but you want to. No, I promise, I promise, I promise. And you only know them for a couple months. Don't do that. I just feel like, yes, I'm not as innocent and fearless and naive and all those things as I was 18-year old first time in love, but and it was nice. I'm not gonna lie, ignorance really is bliss. It was really nice to actually just like believe all those things and be like, yeah, he got me for life, even though he doesn't follow through, even though he lies. Yeah, he got me. Like it was nice. It was nice to really think those things, but I'd rather be the smart, educated, knowledgeable, emotionally mature girl that I am today than be like that in every relationship. Cause that's like an opening to get hurt. So yes, to anyone who's never been in love before, don't be scared. Who has been? Definitely that first love. After that, you will never have such like innocence and such blindness going into it. Like I feel like the lightness of that before it became a negative experience was so fun. Like I felt like I was on cloud nine the first time I was in love before all the love bombing stopped. Okay? And maybe I will miss that part of me a little bit who was just so excited. Even not even just when it comes to love, just younger you, before you have like the innocence of like the pain of life, you really have like all these gigantic dreams and feel like no one can stop you, which no one can. But sometimes you just don't realize like the actual work and years and time and pain that it might take to get there, whether that's relationship, career, um, financial stuff like that. Um, yeah, like it was a nice stage in my life, but like I say, it's that wouldn't work for every relationship. You know, I know better now to not just believe people for what they say, believe actions over words. I think getting my heart broken by my first love is probably a huge reason that my love language is acts of service. But don't tell me all that. Show me. The fuck? Show me, show me, show me, show me. Yeah, I really just feel like it's discernment. I would rather have this discernment to protect myself, not too much, because then there comes self sabotage and doing too much and running from situations. I've been there, I've been there, and I'm sure someone else's experiences too. So don't like do it too much to where you're self sabotaging or just blocking out people who are actually kind, who are actually have potential, but just don't be stupid. That is such that is such an uneducated piece of advice, but it's real, y'all. The loss of innocence and loss of fearlessness, I think, is worth the price of knowledge that I have today, of discernment that I have today. You know, I just feel like it's all a part of the process, the healing, the growing, the bettering yourself. Um, and yeah. And if you don't believe me, the next time you pick yourself up from that heartbreak or that job loss, that friendship breakup, that financial, the next time you pick yourself up and you move through life learning from your pain, I feel like I guarantee you'll be able to appreciate what I'm saying. Like, whoa, at least I have the knowledge to not do that again. At least I have the knowledge to make better decisions for myself, to protect myself, to move in ways that are going to benefit myself rather than not knowing, you know? Um, yeah. So I think the price we pay is very worth it. But you guys let me know. Thank you guys for listening to me yap, yap, yap your ear off once again. Hopefully I sound all the way normal today. I feel like I'm good. Um Voice was really putting me through the ringer. I had a very embarrassing 2 days at work when I still went because I still wanted that money and I have no voice. Everybody was looking at me like I was crazy. But that's another story. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree with my take on the first love theory, or if you've had other little theories that you want to talk about or you think I should talk about, comment them down below because this is right up my alley. I love this stuff. Thank you guys for listening all the way through this episode, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.